Well, at the onset of his second day in Bangladesh, all eyes are on the Prime Minister's big outreach to the Matua community. The Prime Minister will, in just a bit from now, visit the Hari temple in Orakandi, which is abode to hundreds of Hindu Matuas. He is going to be meeting the members of the Matua community. Matuas are lower caste Hindu refugees who migrated to Bengal from the then East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, for decades since independence. They comprise 17.4% of Bengal's scheduled caste population and wield a lot of influence in poll-bound Bengal. In 2016, the TMC won 27 out of 33 seats in Matua-dominated North 24 Parganas. As we speak, these are pictures of the Prime Minister, in fact, coming in from the temple there that he is visiting. We'll get details of that in just a bit from now. Earlier today, remember, he was at the Kali temple. And right now he is at the Orakandi temple. He is at the Hari temple that I just mentioned at Orakandi, which of course is an area that is the birthplace of the head of the Matua community sect. The Prime Minister is at the Hari temple right now. This is a major outreach to the Matua community, and this move of the Prime Minister to make this sort of an outreach to the Matuas in Bangladesh has invited here back home the ire of the TMC that is speaking about the fact that they believe that this is keeping the political vote bank of the Matuas in mind. An influential community in terms of the vote. They comprise 17% of the vote bank and they have a stronghold, in fact, in the region, in the North 24 Parganas region of Bengal. The Prime Minister's outreach to the Matua community there. A lot is being said about the electoral significance of this meeting in Bangladesh, and it's going to play out in Bengal as well, even as the first phase of polling in Bengal is currently underway. This is the Prime Minister's outreach to the Matua community, and the TMC, of course, has spoken about the fact that this has been done and timed to reach out, in fact, to try and appease the Matuas in Bengal. My colleague Gaurav is also with us for more on that. Over to you, Gaurav.
The Prime Minister's community outreach to the Matua community in Bangladesh. It's a very important signal that the Prime Minister is sending out. He is in Orakandi. This is the Faridkot district in Bangladesh. The Prime Minister said he's looking forward to this visit. In fact, before he departed for Bangladesh, the Prime Minister had said, I'm particularly looking forward to my interaction with the representatives of the Matua community at Orakandi, from where Sri Harichand Thakur disseminated his pious message. Now, the Prime Minister will be meeting members of the community, interacting with them, and this is just a short while ago at Tungipara when he visited the memorial of Bangbandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Again, a very important message that the Prime Minister was giving out. These are images of the Prime Minister at the Matua temple and members of the Matua community who've lined up to listen to the Prime Minister. A very significant message that the Prime Minister intends to give out, and this is a message that's going out to people not just in Bangladesh, but a message that will have a major impact, as many argue, in West Bengal election results. But there is a wider message that the Prime Minister is giving out, according to analysts on both sides of the border, as he talks about the shared heritage of the people of Bangladesh and India. Now, the Matua community electorally will play a crucial role on anything between 45 to 70 seats. At about 45 seats, they have a direct impact. In about 70 seats, they could impact election results in the very crucial 294 seat assembly seat in West Bengal. The Prime Minister praying at the Matua temple, he had said that there is a message. I'm particularly looking forward to my interaction with representatives. Before that, he said, I'm looking forward to offering prayers to Goddess Kali at the ancient Jasareshwari temple, one of the 51 Shaktipeeths in the Puranic tradition. At the temple, the Prime Minister said he prayed for health for all. Incidentally, the Prime Minister has also gifted a mukut, a silver mukut, a gold-plated mukut at Ma Kali temple. He put that mukut on Ma Kali's idol there at the temple. The Matuas are a part of the Nam Sudra community. Significant presence, not just in North and South 24 Parganas, but also in the Nadia district of Bengal. Direct impact, according to analysts in Bengal, directly on 30 to 35 seats, 17 in Nadia, 33 in the Parganas. Matuas are seen as a major factor in BJP's impressive showing in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, where the BJP had won 18 of 42 Lok Sabha seats. I want to cut across to India Today's Geeta Mohan for more on this. Geeta, you spoke to the temple priest, you spoke to members of the Matua community, and there is tremendous excitement. Explain that to us. Why are people very excited to see Prime Minister Narendra Modi or to welcome him at the temple and its impact in Bengal, Geeta?
Well, firstly, Gaurav, when we talk about any state that is bordering another country, there's a lot of cultural tie and connectivity, even familial ties. So the Matua community in Orakandi are very, very closely connected to West Bengal, and they have family ties, they have familial ties, they have members across the border. There hasn't been a Prime Minister of India who actually has visited this region, this part of Bangladesh, which is so significant for India and Bangladesh. It is the border area, and therefore there is great importance, not just strategic, but also in terms of how the border areas influence the decisions of people across the border. And therefore this is very important. Why are the people, the Matua community, and the temple priests, is also other representatives, why are they so happy receiving the Prime Minister? One, because this is a matter of pride. There is the connection, the fact that there is an entire segment of the community that migrated to India, and they are seeking security. They know now that there is a medium through which they can voice their concerns and their wishes to the Prime Minister directly. On the other hand, the people over there were very excited also to see the Prime Minister. It's not just about, you see, when you talk to the people over there, a common man, for them, they don't understand really the bigger picture. I'm not saying that they're naive. The bigger picture of what the politics or diplomacy is between the two countries. Sometimes it's also about having a huge, an important guest. So a lot of people over there, particularly women, were very excited to actually see the Prime Minister in person. Some of them will be sitting in the audience when Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in a while from now, will deliver his speech or speak and engage the Matua community. So it is very important. The engagement is very important, and that therefore the significance. We know that the Thakubari priest and the temple itself has a familial tie across the border. Subrata Thakur, who I spoke with, who is the working president of the Mahasangh, of the Matua Mahasangh, is the cousin of BJP MP Shantanu Thakur, who also, if I'm not wrong, is there. He was supposed to cross over. He did not really want to come to Dhaka and then travel, so he just wanted to cross over and be there, be present when the Prime Minister goes visiting, and so in all probability he also is there. That's the kind of connect we are talking about. So yes, while a lot of people talk about the master stroke and how it's a political decision, this is also a cultural and religious decision. This also should be looked at as to why is it that an Indian Prime Minister is only visiting Thakurbari now after so many years, and it is important because
that's a very important point you make there, Geeta. But let's break this. Let's break this step by step. Geeta, if you can hear me, let's break this into the Prime Minister's visit to the Shakti Peeth, to Jeshareshwari Devi temple, to Ma Kali's temple, and then to Thakurbari. Is the Prime Minister also reaching out to the minority Hindus in Bangladesh, saying, along with Sheikh Hasina, there is someone who is looking out for them, and that the radicals, there will be a pushback?
Well, that absolutely is one of the messages. There is a very tough message. I have to say this, Gaurav. Even while Prime Minister Narendra Modi had stepped foot in Bangladesh, you had certain elements from the Hifazat-e-Islami radical Islamist group that tried to create trouble. Home Minister of Bangladesh has said that they have not just the wherewithal, but they're prepared to take on and ensure that the what he called thunder, basically the anarchy of these Islamist radical groups, will not be allowed, and they will not be allowed to run riot during an important high-level visit. And that's what's really happened. There have been a lot of precautions that the administration has taken here in Dhaka, and security arrangements as well. And that's what we're talking about, you know, Gaurav. And we have been saying this. Sheikh Hasina has been a friend of India ever since she stepped foot into the political realm. That's how far back it goes. And that's how important Bangladesh is, and that's how important it is to have Sheikh Hasina or the Awami League in power in Bangladesh to ensure that stability remains. So the messaging over here is for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to really come out and say that while Sheikh Hasina is doing a commendable job, there still are elements. And if those elements try to run riot or try to persecute minorities in Bangladesh, then India will be standing by those minorities. Particularly, we're talking about the Hindu minority. Because
for a
we're
moment,
talking about Bangladesh.
absolutely.
And certainly.
You know, the shared legacy, the shared culture, the shared religion, two democracies, two secular democracies. The effort is to ensure people in both secular democracies stay safe. That's the Prime Minister who's praying at the Matua Mandir at Thakurbadi. The Prime Minister will also be reaching out to the Matua community. There is a community engagement. These are images that you see of the Prime Minister, one being welcomed in Bangladesh, and the other images that you see are of other cultural events that are taking place in Bangladesh as far as the second leg of the Prime Minister's journey is concerned, including that visit to Ma Kali's temple. A quick break here. Geeta, stay with us. We'll come back to this big story, because now the Prime Minister would also be reaching out to members of the community. He will be spending time with Harichand Thakur's family, immediate family, and that's extremely important. Harichand Thakur, the founder of the Matua community, born as Matua community elders say around 1812. Their population 3 crore on either side of the border, influential more on the Indian side when it comes to electoral politics. A large number had moved to India. They have a role to play in election results in about 84 of the 294 constituencies, directly impact between 30 to 40 seats, but have an impact even on the other 40. We'll talk about that in greater detail on the other side of a quick break.